Hello folks, and welcome back to Whiskey Wars. My name is Sean, and tonight we're going to be doing another review, in this case a rye view, of Very Olde St. Nick Harvest Rye Whiskey. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is our rye for our rye view, and I don't care what you say, that's punny. Anyway, here we go. Okay, well, that happened, so, there we go. Problem solved. Cheap tops. What can you do? Anyway, this was a gift from a buddy of mine, and that's why I own it, because I probably wouldn't buy it otherwise, and we'll get into why later. Let's get some poured, though, and put our cork back in, sort of. We'll have to glue that again, right? Okay. Well, yeah, there we go. So, already, gotta say, Very Olde St. Nick, for what you're charging, folks, maybe spend a little more on the glue. So what is this bottle all about? Well, it is cask strength, 117.6 proof. And on the back, it lets you know that these are minuscule batches, not small batches, minuscule. That's right, 1 to 3 barrels is what goes into these batches. So I would say that is a proper small or minuscule batch. But nonetheless, now let's get into this minuscule batch and see if the flavors are not minuscule. Nose, very nice. Yeah, so nice dark brown sugar note there. Almost like a cherry pie note going on as well. You kind of got the rich crust note, kind of a sourness from the cherries, but also a nice sweetness, nice caramel note going on there. So kind of like a brown sugar cherry pie, if that's a thing. We probably need to make it a thing if it's not a thing. Also, nice toasty oak notes. There's a little bit of pepperiness going on, I assume from the rye, you know, yeah. We probably should expect that. A little bit of mintiness, but very light. A little bit of an anise note. Let's see. There's a slight grassiness coming through. You are getting a little bit of a rye bread note, but it's kind of light. There's kind of a lot of bread pastry notes on this nose. Well, now let's get into the taste. Nose was decent. Here we go. Okay, so nice rye for sure. Very standard kind of rye notes. Nothing really exceptional, but it is nice. Brown sugar, caramel, a little bit of spearmint going on. There's a pepperiness. There's a little bit of cinnamon. I didn't really pick up much of a cherry on the palate. There is maybe some red fruit. I would say the fruity notes are probably darker fruits, more like a blueberry, something like that. But it's kind of covered up by the other notes I've already mentioned. There's also a little bit of a lemoniness there. Yeah, all in all, you know, not bad. Let's go in for one more sip here, see about this finish. Okay, so second sip, did get a little bit of an anise note on the palate as well. And then the finish is probably my favorite part. The finish is brown sugar, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of that anise going on, a nice sweet mintiness, kind of a spearmint again. There's also quite a bit of spice on the finish. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming by any means. It's a nice spice, a little bit of a cinnamon, a little bit of a pepper there. I would say the finish is certainly the standout part of this rye. The nose is kind of average, the palate's fairly average, but the finish is nice. The problem, I would say, is the price point of this guy. Now, we all know it varies wildly. I don't know why this thing is so allocated, sought after, whatever the case. Maybe it's the minuscule batches. Anyway, I don't think it's worth the price point that it's at. You know, I've seen it $150, $200, $250, which again, that's a huge variance in price. And for kind of an average rye, at 100, it's already kind of pushing the limit. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really get the marketing and price point behind this, because You can have barrel seagrass. You can have, if you're lucky, the New Riff 6-year malted rye. Actually, New Riff is doing a lot of good ryes right now that I think are far superior to this. Sagamore Double Oak, I think, is also better. Heck, I haven't side-by-sided it, but I might even take Wild Turkey 101 rye over this. And that's like 30 bucks. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if this were around $60, then I could see it. But at the price point it's at, I think it's kind of a pass. So now let's rate this thing. All right, so at the price point it's at, I think it's below average, gotta say. I'm just gonna go like a 4. Yeah, it's nice, but it's not nice for the price point. So if you got the extra money, I guess, then go for it. But I can't really recommend it at the price point it's at. So that's my thoughts. A decent rye that costs too much, basically. So, folks, if this video has been entertaining, helpful, all those good things, hit that like button. We appreciate that. Here is other reviews from us, so check those out of other great whiskeys. And here's the subscribe button, so please do that to support the channel. And until next time, folks, just remember, you can never have too much good whiskey.